Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from EJSLLC.com. This video is another in one of my practice session series for the Red Hat Certified Specialist in Containers Exam EX188. Before I dive in, I want to thank returning subscribers for watching another video, as well as invite anyone who's watching, if you haven't subscribed yet, to click the subscribe button. And if you enjoy the video, make sure you click like. A reminder, these are my practice sessions for the exam. I'm going through the objectives and trying to explain them and do some exercises in order to do a self-assessment. My exam's in 1 week, and hopefully I'll be pretty confident at the end of the videos, but if I'm not, I still have a week to do some last-minute preparation for the exam. These are not intended to be training materials, nor are they intended to be tutorials. Rather, I'm still learning the material myself, but I'm putting my practice sessions out for everyone to see because it may give you an idea of some stuff that you could do yourself with your preparation. That being said, if you are to the point of your exams in a week and you have just started to prepare, that's not going to work. This is I've been working with these objectives for a while now and doing my practice and such. So this truly should be a final review for me. Of course, that's the famous last words in IT, should, right? So continuing on with the run multi-container applications with Podman set of objectives, we're going to be looking at working with secrets. So the concept of a secret, and of course I'm probably not describing this with the best nomenclature, but this is my understanding that I've got of it just from my training and such, is this is an object within Podman where you can store sensitive information and pass that sensitive information to your container, and that sensitive information cannot leave the container. So for example, or at least one of the examples, I've read a couple of articles for enable sysadmin, which by the way, if you're really, I think these are good for anyone that's in Linux administration, but if you work with Red Hat stuff a lot, which obviously I do, there's a whole slew of good articles with the enable sysadmins thing that Red Hat publishes, and just lots of good stuff there. And that's actually some of the ways when I was like, all right, deal with secrets, and then that, looking that up, led me to articles, which then led me to man pages, which then led me to, learning some of the commands and such. But anyway, it's a way of more securely storing secrets. I know there's a couple ways of using this. I have learned like a use case, so there may be better ways, and if there are, feel free to put them in the comments. I'm sure other folks that watch this would want to get as best information as possible, even though these are not to be considered training sessions or tutorials. So we'll go to the command line here, and basically Podman secret create. And what you can do here is feed this. You'll give your secret a name, so I'm just going to call it test secret, and then you will be feeding it a file that contains the information that you want. So let's use good old foo.txt, and we'll just do the phrase, here we go, we must find the jade monkey before the next full moon. Moon, there we go. I don't have anything to give away, but bonus points if you recognize that particular quote from one of my all-time favorite characters. So we'll do Podman secret create, and this will be test secret, and I believe I'm doing my syntax right. foo.txt. Can I not spell test secret foo.txt? Okay, now if I were to cat foo.txt, nothing has changed for the file, but whatever was in this file is now stored in this Podman secret. So I can do Podman secret, probably do secrets, nope, just secret ls, and there we have it. I can inspect the secret, or Podman secret inspect test secret, and notice that even if you inspect the secret, you're not going to see this information. It does tell you where it is stored. So let's see what we actually have in this location. So change directory to there. All right, so it's within file driver. All right, so we have secretsdata.json. Let's see what's in there. This is probably what the inspect returned. Nope, looks like there's our secret, and this is encrypted. I don't know how this is encrypted. What's that? Is it base 64? DI, yeah. All right, so let's see what happens here. We put this through base 64. Echo. Ah, well, so it is encrypted in base 64, and that's where it actually lives. And that kind of makes sense that, you know, this, it's not like this data can go away. It's going to need to be used in the container, but at least it is encrypted. But nice to see that it is, well, better than nothing, right? Now I'm curious to see what, oh, I'll bet that's the Podman secret LS. Yeah, that's just the ID of the secret. But one thing to keep in mind, even though that's just .lock is, or in the JSON, it's just base 64 encoded, we could blow away the original file and nothing happens. The secret is still there. So if we were to inject this in a container, let's see what happens here. Let me go back to our home directory, and we're going to do podman-d IT because I want to interact with it. Name test container, and we should be able to pass it --secret. Oh, I'm not doing run. All right, and the secret is going to be test secret, and we'll do our good old UBI8 image. I'm going to show you where this test secret actually goes. Registry.access. I'm going to go ahead and maximize this. redhat.com, UBI8, UBI. Oh, I forgot to do bin bash. Yep. So we'll force destroy this container. What am I doing wrong? I know I can use Podman exec to get into it, but I know I have done this before. You folks are probably watching this going, well, fool, you're putting it in, you're detaching it from your session there. Yep, you're right. Even though the time on my VM is different, I guess I should not do these videos at nearing 10 p.m. on a Friday after a good but long and tiring week at work. All right, so where did the secret go? The secret lives in the run file system under secrets and cat test secret, and there is our sentence. Now, one interesting thing, and I think this is one of the reasons that you would use secrets, because what you could do, have actually done this before in my testing, so we'll learn it live. Let's go out of this container, ps-a. I think we can make, well, I know you can do Podman export, but I think there's a Podman commit as well. Create new image based on the change container. I'm curious to see. Export container. Oh yeah, it does the file system. You know, we'll do both of those. This will be cool. All right, so Podman. I'm curious to see what'll happen here. Look at our images real quick. All right, so we have just the UBI image. So let's do Podman commit, and this was, oh, not Podman -commit. Let's see what happens here. All right, so I made an image with no tags. I'm curious if I were to do Podman commit -help. I'll bet there's a -t. You can tag it. No, I would think there would be. Author change format. Yeah, by default it does the OCI format. I guess not. I mean, we can always give it some tags. Let's see. Clear my screen. Podman images. Grab this image ID. And let's see if I remember off the top of my head exactly how to do this. Podman tag. It's going to be this image ID. There we go. All right, so now we have test image localhost latest. So what I'm going to do, so we basically made our new image from the old container. Let us start a container and have it just go away when it exits. And we're going to use the test image. Podman run will be more effective. All right, let's go back to our run directory. Let's go into secrets, and it's not there. That's one of the things with the Podman, using Podman secrets. It's not going to be, exported with any of the information that was injected as a secret. Of course, we did Podman commit. We can do Podman export as well. So exit this, and what we can do, let's do Podman PS real quick. Let's start our test container. This may or may not work the way that I intend. It's still up. I was thinking it would just stop. Podman exec. I need to do IT with this. Okay, so we'll go back to run with our old container. Our secret's still there. Test secret, good. So we never did lose that. Getting ahead of myself. So we're going to stop our test container. Probably didn't have to do that. And we are going to export the file system. -f foo.tar, or is it -o? This is the kind of thing that gets annoying a bit. It's -o output. In my preparations is little things like this. You try to practice that to have the options, but it's kind of a fine line because you don't want to sit there and try to memorize a bunch of stuff that can both stress you out, and realistically in the real world, you're not going to have this stuff memorized. Now, if you're using it every day, all the time, you will. Like there's a good bit of stuff with Ansible that I have memorized because I'm doing it all the time. But this, I try to not sweat if I have forgotten -f-o, because on the exam, I'll lose, 15 seconds looking this up. So I encourage you with your own preparation, don't get too terribly stressed out about that. But it is obviously good to know. Okay, so we'll output that to foo.tar. And let us unpack this. So xf foo.tar. Oh, so it literally just unpacks. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. All right, so let's go into the run directory. Let's go into secrets, and notice that the old secret file, test secret, is not there. So again, when you use when you inject the secrets into your container, and you export it or commit it, it is not going to go with your image, which ideally is good, because let's say that sentence was a super secret thing. You don't want that necessarily living in an image registry, or container registry, or image repository and such. Now, I believe you can feed a secret, or you obviously can feed a secret into a container, but you can also make the value of that secret be an environment variable. So I'm going to try that. So let's go back home, and let's see. I think it was --secrets, the name of the secret, and then we have to have like type env and target as the environment variable. So what I want to do is let me check the man page real quick for Podman run. So I can't remember the syntax exactly off the top of my head. And this is obviously something that you can do on your exam if you just can't remember the syntax. The man pages and such are there. So it's secret equals secret, and then can't tell if that's all right. So it'll be the name of the secret with the brace option equals option. Yeah. And that's where our type and target is going to be. Okay. So just by default, yeah, that makes sense. It's going to just dump it in the run secrets. Okay, so let's do this. We are going to do Podman run, And we'll do IT name test container 2. Secret is going to be, should have a test secret. The type is env, target, my var. I think I'm missing some syntax, but we'll see what happens. So this will be the, yeah, I'm missing syntax somewhere because my tab completion is not working. Yeah, dash secret. Okay, so let's try again. Podman run IT. So I want it to be in the background. Dash name test container 2. I must have had like single dash for name. All right, so test secret. And let's try type equals env. Target equals my var. I have a feeling I'm going to need to have quotation marks around that stuff. UBI latest. All right, let's see what we get. Invalid parsing secret. So let's go back to the man page for Podman run. And let's see where I went wrong. It was curious. Of my practice sessions, this is one I was looking least forward to because I'm not as strong with secrets. So this will be something that I want to practice a few times before for the exam. Oh, I see. So our brackets were not literally for syntax. It is for the optional. Yeah. So a lot of times in the man page, the bracket stuff is optional, but that makes sense. Okay, let's try this again. So it's secret name, comma, this stuff. And there is the my var when I did env. All right, so that worked. I had to kind of fumble through the syntax, so I would want to practice that a couple of times. Try to, like, that's one of the things I've found with my Red Hat exams. Even if I might not have the syntax 100% memorized, I know that it's going to be secret, and I have to specify the type and the target. So you just have to get the syntax there. Not saying that's necessarily an excuse, but just an example of, there's a difference between you have just pure memory of everything versus understanding the pieces that you need, and you might not have all of the glue memorized. But anyway, the last thing I wanted to do was see if I could do this in the perspective of doing Podman Compose. That is not something I've actually practiced, so this will be another do it live thing. So let's get rid of all of our containers, and we're going to make a compose file. And what we will do, services, we'll just call it good old foo. Get the UBI image. Now I'm making an educated guess whether or not this is the actual directive for the compose file. All right, need to install. I've already installed Podman Compose. No, I have not. So each time I do these videos, I reset my my VM snapshot. So install. I will do it for the whole system. I usually don't do that. It's probably going to gripe at me because usually they don't want you using sudo with pip. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, see, it complained. All right, so let's do Podman Compose up. And it complained. So undeclared secret, test secret, service food. Podman secret. I think I know what that's talking about. I was going to have the secret. So I was going to talk about this on the next couple of videos, but the idea here with Podman Compose is that it is creating your development environment. So we would have to, I see. So basically we have to create the secret as a part of this. So what we're going to do, I'm going to call it test secret 2. Secrets. And this is 100%. I'm just trying and seeing if this works. We're going to do foo.text, and let's see if this works. So I'm defining. Notice this is at a different indentation than the other stuff. I'm defining a secret named test secret 2 that hopefully is going to read from foo.text, and we will find out. And then the service foo is going to be using test secret 2. Okay, so can't just feed it a file. Well, let's see what happens. Just call it the Jade Monkey. A declared secret file. String object has no attribute get. I'm going to mess around with this just a little bit more, and then I'll probably just chalk this to something to take a look at. Actually, look up the documentation, which we can do that on the video. I'm going to try one other thing, though. Home eddy foo.text. Nope. So while we're here, let's take a look at that spec. This obviously would not be available to you on the exam because you're not going to have internet access, but I'm just genuinely curious for this video. So what is it? Compose, spec. There it is. All right, let's look up secret. 66 matches. Secrets server certificate. We have that defined. Not sure what external true is. Okay, so I would have to all right, this makes sense. So secret, we define basically a dictionary of server secret, and within that we say file in that. Okay, that makes sense. Now, unfortunately, you don't have any offline documentation for that. So this might be something that I do try to shove into the memory bank before the exam. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not a big fan of cramming for this. Kind of like by this point, I either know the stuff or I don't. And the brushing up usually is just a reminder of something that I have worked with before but have forgotten. But this, I think I might know. So secrets created with the value of an environment variable. That's interesting. Obviously not going to chalk that one up as a win there because I had to look up the online documentation. But the concept of secrets, I think I have that, or at least the one example I'm giving of it. I think I understand fairly well. And the big benefit of it is when you export your container or commit it and make a new image, that the secret does not go with you. So if you found the video useful, make sure you do click like. As always, I want to thank returning subscribers for watching another video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do click that subscribe button and ring the bell. Thank you for your time, and I will see you the next time.